Hello, and welcome to Crystals and Coffee, or is it Coffee and Crystals? If you are here with me, or when you get here, please let me know if you can see and hear me. This is brought to you or sponsored by Crystal of the Month Club. I'm Angel Lady Terrie Marie, 8-time best-selling author, the Crystologist, and Angelic Realm channel. Today, we're going to start off with, and that lovely fan in the background is keeping me nice and cool already here in El Paso. It is heating up. Oh, well, there we go. So today, or this morning's Coffee and Crystals, we're going to be answering the question of how do you use crystals to meditate? So please let me know if you're here. I mean, if you can see me or hear me. And if you have any questions, pop them down there in the, that's too low. All right, pop them down there in the comments. And at the end, I'd love to hear your questions or what you got out of this. And if you're watching the replay, come and, add your valuable information and your insights and any takeaways that you have experienced. Okay, so yes, I'm still getting used to this format, being live here in Facebook and trying to manage the different ways that I can see your questions. So I'm going to start by grounding myself and invite you to do the same. Close your eyes and take in a deep breath. Imagine there are roots growing from the bottom of your feet, 6 feet down, 6 feet around. Drop your shoulders, maybe wiggle your neck a little bit from side to side or up to down. Just breathe and let go. No matter what is happening in the world around us or within you, and let's just think beyond the current circumstances of what's happening in the world and what's been happening for the last few months. And again, I am not naming it directly. This is May 21st of 2020, so y'all can kind of figure out what the big deal is or what the big happenings are. We have a choice always, and sometimes being in the moment is the choice. How do you meditate? How do you really calm down the, how do you calm the chaos or the confusion, the emotions, the thoughts from conscious mind? And I've nicknamed mine Charlie. It makes it easier for me to kind of relate or to address, because saying, hey, conscious mind, shush up, or we'll talk about that later, I just say, hey, Charlie, because the conscious mind, and what does this have to do with meditation? Bear with me for just a few moments and I will share that with you, because when the conscious mind is doing all of its yak attacking, right? It's hard to even think during the day, much less meditate at any given time. Now, there are a couple of things that lots of people teach about meditation. There's lots of information, lots of how-tos, blah, 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 yeah. And what we're going to be sharing with you today are some simple techniques that I have been teaching and using for a long time. I think I learned this technique from my own guides maybe 10 plus years ago. I've been doing this work consciously for about 14 or 15 now. And unless I was following a guided meditation, I had challenges because this just refused to shush. It's like as soon as you close your eyes sometimes at night, bing, 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 all these thoughts, all these emotions, all these what ifs, what not, is going to, not going to, holy smokes. So an easy technique, and we'll get into the crystals in just a moment, I promise. And I have a whole array here of different kinds of crystals, minerals, and stones to show you so that you can really get an idea that you can start with any beauty that's already in your collection. You can get others. I mean, I'm always getting others every time I unpack from a show. It's like, okay, this one wants, I tell them they can't all stay with me. They're all staying with me temporarily. However, they are to find their new forever homes. So a quick way to really settle in to being able to meditate. And I guess I meditate for about 90 minutes most mornings, and that's about 5 days a week. The other days it's about 30-ish. And you go, oh my goodness, 90 minutes. Well, part of that for me is actually walking for pretty much an hour, give or take a few minutes either way. And most often I have a palm stone in my hand that goes with me, and it depends on which one each day. Sometimes it's the same one a couple days in a row, and other times it's a different one each morning. So that is a way that I start my meditation. And then when I get to my actual sit down in my garden space meditation, my energy has been moved. I am grounded. I'm already infused with, and this happens to be black opal, infused with whatever palm stone goes with me in the morning. And sometimes I take my chrysocolla. This is definitely not a palm stone, but it has a nice feel in my hand. If you saw the crystal channeling from the other day, I don't remember which one it was. Anyway, it might have been flower agate, but if you saw it, you can see this is kind of a different shape. And yes, this one has been polished so that you can really see the colors. Well, this is the position, or yeah, the position that feels comfortable for my hand. It might be some different way for someone else, but this is how I would hold chrysocolla, with the wider flat surface against the palm of my hand. And see how just naturally my fingers curve around, okay? And it's kind of like I have a thumb spot right there. So sometimes I'll take chrysocolla with me, or even my Super 7, which is amazing. So after I have walked for an hour, which I do 5 days a week, most often, then I sit down and I do my meditation, which is journaling. So how do you get to that space if you like to have some quiet? Because sometimes I just want to be. And when you close your eyes, most often, that's when the chatterbox conscious mind starts up its chitter chatter. So you can, choose a place in your home. Use the same spot. You don't have to do it exactly at the same time every day. A lot of people teach that. If that works for you, great. It doesn't work for me because sometimes I'm doing some work before I get started just to get things out of my mind. Sometimes I wake up and go. So the time varies anywhere between, 5 or 10 minutes to an hour, maybe 90 minutes, different than the day before. Does it really matter? No. The spot matters, the space matters, because you're building up this vortex of energy. So even on those days where it's just like, holy smokes, no matter what you do, no matter what crystal, mineral, or stone you're holding or near you, the conscious mind just will not be quiet. Well, on those days, you are still gaining benefit because you started to build up to create this energy. so that when you sit in that spot, whatever position it is, your physical body goes, and you are receiving benefit because you've been building this space up. Okay, so what are 3 ways that you can, all right, got a little distracted. Okay, so you set up your space, whether it's a chair in your room or you have a room that you can dedicate to this or a section in your healing office or whatever it is, use that particular chair. Now, I'm pretty sure I've shared with y'all that in the moment, I'm not in my own space. I got caught up in the move, or I got caught up in all of this pandemic in process of moving, and I needed to leave where I was living 3 weeks early because our city went into lockdown. And so my chair, my meditation chair is in storage. So I have adopted a chair in a space in the Zen garden where I'm staying with a beautiful longtime friend. So I'm reclaiming, or I'm claiming energetically another space so that when I'm there, and it's been just 6 weeks, I believe, and I can already feel the difference when I sit there. It's like, okay, I'm ready. The garden's ready. So you sit in your space, and if you're inside, then you can light a candle, white or pink. White is for purification, pink is for unconditional love. Purification, white, and protection. Okay. Can you use other colors? Yes. However, I'm recommending and suggesting you start with white or pink, or a dark pink rose. Okay. Especially in the beginning, because you want to be more aware and conscious of your thoughts and emotions so that you're not inadvertently manifesting the exact opposite of what you want. So this is more about just being able to ground and open up, recognize and receive the insights, the guidance, the nudges, the symbols, the images that your guides are already giving you. Because if this is all loud, kind of hard to hear. And if there's other things going on, it's kind of hard to see. And it's also kind of hard to feel or sense. So you're in your spot, you light a candle, and you keep your eyes open, focused on the flame of the candle, and focus on your breathing. Now, how do you incorporate a crystal, a mineral, a stone with this technique? Hold it. You can hold it in both hands. This is a bigger one. This is my Archangel Uriel, the Archangel of manifestation, one of the many. And this is his crystal, or this is the crystal I connect with him the most. So this is my manifestation guy. So you can hold it. Now remember, you want to keep the point away from you. So I'm going to point it this way so I don't inadvertently zap y'all with a whole bunch of energy. So it's like so. So I would just hold it in my lap with the point away from me. So the energy is being drawn through, drawn through the point and being transferred more, dispersed through the bottom or the foundation, which is flatter, so it has a wider surface, so it's not like a laser focus, okay? So I just have this in my lap. Again, I'm not pointing it at you. And the energy comes in through the point and then comes in through my hand, both of my hands, okay? So you can hold it. You can hold it in one hand. And if you like to journal while you're meditating, you can hold your crystal in your right hand. If it's kind of big, you can just have it next to you. So what are some of the other ways? So here is a lump or a natural freeform orange calcite. And again, you can just hold it, find the position that is comfortable in your hand, okay? If you have a cluster, I would have the foundation, the flatter spot, against my palm like so. So it draws in the energy and comes in through that way. All right. Here's a smaller, this is a Chevron, a banded amethyst or Chevron amethyst tower. You can use it. Now this is a little bit smaller, so if you want a direct woof of energy, you can have it so that the point comes in. That I would do a little bit more after I've practiced managing energy with crystals, but you can have it that way. Okay, you can have it so that it's pointing in and directing like massive amounts of energy. Now this is a Himalaya pink quartz, and I would just hold it, okay, like so. Palm stones. This is a piece of beautiful lepidolite. And again, just, I already know what the position is, but I'm showing you so that if you have it, if this is the position that your palm stone says or feels, just rotate it in your hand until you get that, okay, yeah, that's the fit kind of a thing. Okay, and then you have some others. Oh, right. And then you can also do it with a sphere. Now the smaller ones are a little bit easier. You can have a larger sphere, but they tend to be heavier. So I would use something that's about a 2-inch, 1.5. You can use a 1-inch, but nothing too much bigger than a 2-inch diameter, because that's about a really good size to hold. It's not too heavy, and you don't have to be really big in your grip. Okay, let me see if there are any. Refresh the page here and see if we have any questions. All right, here we go. All right, no questions. Okay. Check my notes. Which crystals are the best to start? Which crystal or crystals resonate with you the most? That's the one that I choose, or it chooses me. And how do you know which one do you feel drawn to? Which crystal, mineral, or stone in your collection is calling to you? Or do you like the color of more one morning or evening or afternoon than you do another? Would love to hear your comments, what your takeaway is. If you have any other questions about crystals and meditation, please put them in the comments. I will be back around, and have an amazing day.